the three sons feel. In our journey through this, we have found the answer, a reason, a cause. Our answer won't change what happened. Our reason won't stop the pain. But we do feel the cause needs to be talked about. Mental health awareness. Prior to this, I thought mental strong, suppress, hold it in, don't show weakness. Stigmas like this surround the mental health topic, but you need the strength to say, I am struggling. Asking for help to deal with life isn't a sign of weakness. In mental health community, there is a stigma that follows and is attached to these illnesses. It manifests from how society talks about it. Words like crazy, wacko, psycho get thrown around and unfortunately make these people, the mentally illness, very fearful to be labeled. And out of that fear, they go untreated. 44 million American adults will experience a serious mental health condition. Less than half will seek treatment due to fear of discrimination. We need to break the stigmas around mental health and start creating conversations. Hormonal imbalances may trigger or cause bipolar disorder. Environmental factors, abuse, mental stress, a significant loss, or some other traumatic event may contribute to this disorder as well. There is definitely a hereditary component. As many as 90% of people with bipolar disorder will have a family member that has been diagnosed as being bipolar or having a major depressive disorder. Those with bipolar disorder are at great risk for suicide if they are not getting treatment. The National Mental Health Association reports that 30 to 70% of suicide victims have suffered from a form of depression. In fact, people suffering from bipolar disorder are more likely to attempt suicide than those suffering from regular depression, and their attempts tend to be more lethal. The mental health community is where AIDS community was 40 years ago. We do not have the knowledge. Budgets are being cut from programs like assertive community treatment, where mental health aware nurses can visit patients in their own homes, in their own community, and help with things like budgeting their money, assessing food situations. They will also look for signs of decline, which only a mental health aware person can see. The signs are always there, but without awareness, they may be missed, or loved ones may believe they are helping when in fact they aren't. We as a public need to get involved and figure out ways to fund these programs. The mentally ill suffer a staggering $193 billion in lost wages due to the illness, so they literally can't afford it. Project 375, it's a foundation that battles mental health awareness. A small donation may seem useless, but just 10 cents can buy a pamphlet for a family member or a son that could have read it years ago to help them understand a mental illness that their mother suffered with her entire life, and bring knowledge of signs that may have been seen in the past. Doctors and physicians and psychiatrists aren't in patients' lives on a daily basis, but the family and loved ones are. Without awareness, the family is weaponless in a battle with mental illness. 51% of individuals with severe bipolar disorder receive no treatment in a year. The other 49 receive treatment. I ask you, are they given the right treatment? Suicide is still the third leading cause of death. Globally, 8 million people die each year due to mental illness. 1 in 4 are affected by mental illness. Just because you will not see mental illness killing a person like you would see cancer doesn't mean it isn't as deadly. In 2012, an estimated 8.2 million people died from cancer. That death rate is similar to that of mental illness. However, mental illness is labeled as a weakness by society. If someone passes from cancer, do we say they were weak? So why do we become immediately angry when someone who suffered with bipolar disorder, then their entire life dies? We ask questions such as, how could they do this to us? We say things like, they are selfish. It's because we are not knowledgeable enough to understand about why they died. We do not know enough about mental illness or mental illness in general. We ask, help us spread the story of my mom and mental health awareness. Talk to loved ones. Maybe if our mom's story can enlighten another son to his mother's illness, maybe he can be properly equipped to help battle her mental illness, because we were not. We were clueless to mental health awareness. So many of us are. Spread our mom's story and tell them the truth. How she suffered from mental illness for the better part of her life. And mental health needs to be categorized as a deadly disease and fought for as such. Help destigmatize mental illness and talk about it to anyone and everyone. Look into Project 375 and spread the word to someone who may need it. Let's stop being naive to the facts. Mom, I am aware now. I understand. I wish I had the knowledge to help you. In your name, I will become an advocate for mental health awareness. I will spread your life story in hopes that someone else can seek right treatments, and so another loving son won't have to wish for the rest of his life that he had the knowledge to help his mentally ill mother.